In the previous video, we had used Archistar Designer and generate building solutions. First, we had go over the table and type the inputs that are required for the building generation. And after that, Archistar generated solutions and we had reviewed the analysis of them. As a last thing, we had exported them into PDF report and to the Rhino format. In this video, we will use Archistar Designer with the manual building editing tools. First, from the site creation section, I should draw the site. You remember that in the previous video, we had created site by selecting the lots. Now I will try a different thing, and rather than selecting or merging lots, I will create my own site. So I'm clicking on Create Your Own Site button. There are three options for it: polygon, rectangle, and place box. I'm using polygon tool right now. While drawing the site area, you can see the dimensions, location, and the area on the screen so that I can be more precise. It's a good feature, I think. After you completed the drawing, review the site tab will seen, and here you can view the area and number of properties within the site. I'm going to the next step and selecting street segments. This part is the same with the previous video. After the site has been created, I'm going to the designer part and clicking on manual design. To keep in mind that manual design is not available for all types of buildings. That's why I'm using apartment type right now. In the manual editing part of the Archistar, you can create your own custom buildings by drawing a shape, or you can drag one of the smart design shapes from the building library. If you wanna use smart shapes from the right tab, you can find out the library. Here there are building designs such as L shape, U shape, and so on. In each shape there are possible layouts for that type. The interface is really easy to use and explanatory since shapes are categorized and we are able to see the symbol of them. You can select one of the building types and put it to your site. After you put it to your site, it is possible to move and rotate the building with editing tools. And now let's draw a building by defining the path. While drawing the path, you can see measurement values such as angle and distance. To edit the building, you need to double click on the building. I want to mention that in the editing mode, you are still able to see the measurements, which is very beneficial, I think. At the top, loading analytics will appear. It means that the analytics will be uploaded again in each edit. I will show how to check and read the analytics table in a few minutes. Let's draw the other buildings now. If there are unsolved parts, they will appear in color red. In these parts, you cannot see any building solution. To fix it, you should edit the buildings until you don't see the red parts. Analytics is loading again for each change in design. To check the analysis for unit distribution, you should go to the command named building mix. This section is really great and useful. Here we can specify preferred building mix, then the generative will try to match it. And also we are able to see the effect of building editing in terms of change in percentage. Here current version is compared with the previous one. I think that information is helpful. This is the building drawing tool with polygon. After you draw the building, you can check code analytics to see the change again. In the next section, ventilation analysis can be viewed. In this analysis, units are categorized as cross-ventilated, not ventilated, and not considered. This is the feasibility analysis part, and I think that this is one of the powerful and unique features of Archistar. To use that table, we need to input the required values. To calculate income, sales price is multiplied by the number of units. You don't have to worry about the number of units because they are directly extracted according to your design. That's why you just need to type the sales price for each type of unit. Afterwards, continue to fill out the table with the cost part. Here, required information are agent fees, contingency fees, simple interest, stamp duty, and so on. You can also add additional expense if it's not in the table. At the end of the table, you should type desired margin to see the residual land cost. There is a little trick there, and I want to emphasize that. Now, this table is calculating residual land cost, but it is also possible to input residual land cost and calculate desired margin accordingly. To change it, you just need to click on the symbols right there. Look at it, there is a lock symbol for activation or deactivation. To manipulate the number of stories, floor height, and height of base elevation, we need to go to the adjust height command. Here, you just need to click on the building and type the required numbers. By the way, the interface is so easy to use that the window appears next to the design area next to the building. You can see the effect of editing directly in the analytics section. Building makes and feasibility study will be updated again, and this is great since it is updating information so fast. You may think the manual design process in Archistar as a back and forth process, so you can continue on to adjust the buildings and check for the analytics immediately. When you are done, click to the Save button at the right top corner. Now Archistar will take into account your design and turn it to a proper version to view the environmental analysis, car park information, and so on. Here you can see the green areas and roads are added to the design to be completed. And now you can view the analysis for building mix, sunlight, ventilation, and foreground shadows.